In 1970, the Cincinnati Reds faced the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Reds were young, aggressive, and powerful, led by Pete Rose, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench.
3-1 pitch to Bench. Drilled. A line shot that Brooks Robinson dived and grabbed in his glove. What a play.
But the Orioles had the best third baseman in baseball. Brooks Robinson was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, was discovered playing ball in a church league, and was beloved by Baltimore fans. He was 33 years old in 1970, a veteran of 15 Major League seasons, winner of 10 Gold Glove awards. He was called the human vacuum cleaner. One by one, he destroyed the hopes of Cincinnati's vaunted hitters. Lee May.
Power hitting right-handed. Jim Palmer's pitch. There's a drive down the third base line. Robinson dives into foul territory, up with it, off balance throw to first, and he's got him.
Tony Perez.
It's the one hopper to third. Brooks is going for the double play, steps on the bag for the fourth. Here's the throw to first, and it's a double play.
Johnny Bench.
Smashes it right to Brooks Robinson at third.
Johnny Bench again.
Full hitter. Robinson dives to his left of one-hander. What a play by Brooks Robinson.
And the Golden Glove artistry of Brooks Robinson was never more apparent than on that last play.
The Orioles took the series in 5, further helped by 6 runs batted in by Brooks Robinson.
The pitch and a long drive to left field. That ball's going, it's going, and it is gone. A home run. Robinson is doing it all. By far the outstanding player in this 1970 World Series.
Brooks Robinson, Cincinnati's Pete Rose said, belongs in a higher league. Roberto Clemente learned his baseball in the cane fields of Puerto Rico, and for all of his major league career, he played spectacularly for a little publicized team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a savage line drive hitter with a phenomenal throwing arm, proud of his Latin heritage, often plagued by injuries. The Pirates management and the local press insisted on calling him Bobby. Clemente insisted on Roberto. And he was furious that although he had hit better than 300 for 13 seasons, won 4 batting titles and 12 straight Gold Gloves, he was not given the praise he deserved. In the 1971 series against Brooks Robinson and the Baltimore Orioles, he took the opportunity to show the world all that he could do.
That is hit well. A Clemente home run, and the Pirates lead 1-0.
Clemente batted .414 in the series, hit 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, and led the Pirates to the championship in 7 games. One of the most flamboyant owners was Charles O. Finley of the Oakland Athletics. He was an old-fashioned autocratic entrepreneur with revolutionary ideas. To boost the sagging fortunes of his team, he hired an astrologer, devised garish double-knit uniforms, even experimented with a bright orange ball. To attract younger fans, Finley paid his players bonuses to grow out their hair and beards and mustaches. They were certainly the most distinctive-looking team in the early 1970s. And for 3 years in a row, 1972, 73, and 74, they were the best team in baseball. They had 3 key players: Joe Rudy, Bert Campaneris, and Reggie Jackson. And 3 superb pitchers, Vida Blue, Raleigh Fingers, and Jim Hunter, a North Carolina farmer whom Finley dubbed Catfish because he thought a countrified nickname would add to his box office appeal. Jim Hunter didn't need it. But even Finley's championship A's couldn't draw 1 million fans a year. All across the American League, attendance figures lagged behind the harder-hitting National League. In 1973, to remedy that imbalance, Finley and other owners pressured the American League to try an experiment, the designated hitter, which allowed a better-hitting player to bat for the pitcher without removing that pitcher from the game. Everybody adopted the designated hitter. Everybody but the oldest organization in professional baseball, the National League. From then on, the national pastime would be played under 2 sets of rules. Sports writers called manager Sparky Anderson's Cincinnati Reds the Big Red Machine. And in 1975, they more than lived up to their billing, rolling past their nearest Western Division competitors by 20 games. Then beating Pittsburgh in 3 playoff games to win the pennant. It was an extraordinary team, and its spirit was best captured by the third baseman, Pete Rose, who said, "I'd walk through hell in a gasoline suit just to play baseball." Like Ty Cobb of an earlier time, Rose played with a ferocity unmatched by anyone in the game. He stretched doubles into triples, singles into doubles, groundouts into singles. "Baseball is a hard game," he said. "Love it hard and it will love you back hard. Try to play it easy, and the first thing you know, there you are on the outside looking in, wondering what went wrong." Cincinnati would face Boston in the World Series that year. The Red Sox, led by manager Darrell Johnson, had been almost as formidable as the Reds, seizing first place in the Eastern Division in early June and never relinquishing it thereafter. Then taking just 3 games to crush the Oakland A's in the playoffs. They were led by the veteran Carl Yastrzemski, a remarkable outfield of Fred Lynn, Jim Rice, and Dwight Evans, and 2 pitching stars unlike any other in baseball. Bill Lee, a junk ball pitcher called the Spaceman because of his unusual views on baseball and the cosmos, and Louis Tiant, the Cuban-born son of a former Negro League star who had the most distinctive wind-up in baseball. At the heart of their team was a dignified, battle-scarred catcher from Charlestown, New Hampshire, Carlton Fisk.
There's a high foul. That's hoisted toward the box seat. Fisk going to try and lean in. He's got it.
In the first game at Fenway, Louis Tiant surprised everyone by shutting down the Big Red Machine, pitching the first complete game in a World Series in 4 years. And in the 7th inning, not having been at bat once all year, he started the rally that would propel his team to victory.
Standing ovation for Louis. Well, he's got him a slow curve, and Louis gets a base hit. They love him here, don't they? Crowd on its feet here at Fenway on an overcast, raw day. And Petrocelli gloves it. Oh, in time. And the Red Sox have drawn first blood in the 1975 World Series.
Look at that pitch. That pitch changed time zones coming up there was so slow.
Despite the masterful pitching of Louis Tiant and Bill Lee, the Reds won 3 of the next 4 games.
He hits one a cut back into left center field. Looking up at Yastrzemski and gone. A home run. Strikes out Fisk for the second time. There he goes. Left center field. That's going to pluck again. Rose will score easily. There goes Griffey to third. They're going to have a shot at him. In time, they got him. Deep to left. Going. Good.
Cincinnati now led the series 3 games to 2. Again, Louis Tiant pitched for Boston.
2-2 pitch to the Reds. Oh, there it was. That's how he got it 2 times in game number 1.
Gary Nolan was on the mound for Cincinnati.
Again, the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, he's out of there. First strikeout for Gary Nolan as Evans is called out.
In the bottom of the first, with 2 men on for Boston, Nolan faced center fielder Fred Lynn.
And there's a high fly ball deep to right field. Going back, Griffey, forget it. It's gone. And this place is rocking.
It was 3-0 Boston.
Here's where I like to see him work when he's way ahead.
And he strikes out.
Tiant was superb through 4 innings,
2-1.
but in the top of the 5th, Cincinnati fought back.
And there's a line drive left field. Yastrzemski going back will play it off the wall. Griffey scores the tying run and Bench is held to a single.
The Reds tied it up. In the top of the 7th, the Big Red Machine surged ahead.
Straight away center field. Lynn is going back. That ball is off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes Morgan. He'll score. And the Cincinnati Reds lead 5-3. Well hit right field. That ball. If it's fair, she's gone. It is a fair ball. Home run for Geronimo. And it's a 6-3 ball game. That's his second home run of this series.
In the 8th, Cesar Geronimo seemed to put the game out of reach.
And Cincinnati getting a little bit closer. Their last World Championship was in 1940. Bottom of the 8th.
Cincinnati was only 6 outs away from winning the World Series.
Bourbon against Lynn.
Off his leg. Bourbon challenging it, but he can't make a play. Lynn.
With 2 outs and 2 men on, a Boston pinch hitter named Bernie Carbo, who had once played for the Reds, came to bat.
2 strikes. The pitch. Carbo hits a high drive. Deep center. Way back. Home run!
I remember the darkness of the stands and the movement in the darkness of the stands. This enormous noise came up, and the game was tied.
That was a blast up in the center field bleachers. It came with 2 outs, and a count 2-2. And the Red Sox have tied it 6-6.
The game was tied, and it stayed that way through the 9th, the 10th, the 11th.
Griffey and Geronimo are shallow.
High fly ball left field. Boston's got a shot. They're tagging up at third. Here comes the throw. It is in time.
Here is the throw. Foster made the catch in foul territory. He needed a perfect throw to keep the Reds from losing this game, and it was. No question about it. Denny Doyle out at home.
Well hit right field deep. Evans is going back near the wall, and oh, what a catch he made! What a catch by Dwight Evans, and it's a double play. Griffey didn't know what happened as Evans made a spectacular catch, and take a look at this.
Dwight Evans went way back. He had No room to go anymore. Watch it. One-handed catch. Big play of the game. And now we go to the bottom of the 11th inning.
Carlton Fisk was the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 12th inning.
The 1-0 delivery to Fisk. He swings, long drive, left field. If it stays fair, it's gone. Home run! The Red Sox win! And the series is tied 3 games apiece.
When Carlton Fisk stood up, I just had this feeling inside, just as I had felt once before with the Brooklyn Dodgers, that something good was going to happen. Usually I feel terrible things are going to happen, but never could I have imagined that sight of his not only hitting the ball, but willing it fair.
Game 7. 75 million people were watching on television, more than had seen any other sporting event in American history. Bill Lee held the Reds scoreless for 5 innings, while his teammates ran up a 3-0 lead. But then Cincinnati came alive.
There's his blooper pitch. There it is. He was waiting for that one. That one is gone over everything. Now the Boston fans are becoming uneasy. There's a line shot to center. Here's a man rounding third. Here comes the throw. It is not in time. The other runners advance, and the Reds have tied it, and the runners are second and third. There's a looper. They drop. It's in for a hit. Here comes the throw to third. Rose hits the dirt. He's safe. And there goes Morgan down to second. And the Reds have the lead 4-3.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th and the Reds leading 4-3, Carl Yastrzemski was the last Boston batter.
There's a high fly ball. It should be all over. Geronimo's under. And Cincinnati has won the World Championship, beating the Boston Red Sox 4-3.
The Yankees lost the 1976 series to Cincinnati, but won the championship from Los Angeles the next year, powered by a quartet of sluggers. Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, Thurman Munson, and the flamboyant former Oakland star who cheerfully called himself the straw that stirs the drink. In Game 6 of the 1977 World Series, he hit 3 home runs on 3 consecutive swings of his bat off 3 different pitchers, something no other player has ever done. Baseball had not seen such a brash self-promoter since Dizzy Dean. "I didn't come to New York to be a star," Jackson said. "I brought my star with me."
The 1-1 change is belted to right field. High and deep and gone.
In the first 4 games, Baltimore ran up what seemed an insurmountable lead of 3 games to 1. But the Pirates refused to surrender. Their leader was the 38-year-old veteran Willie Stargell, a devastating power hitter and the league's most valuable player. He had done all he could to fill the void left by the death of Roberto Clemente. His teammates called him Pops.
And the center of it all was Willie Stargell, and they all said that Pops keeps us together. Pops makes it all work.
Fastball is hit high and deep to center. That goes Humphrey on the track. Down, and the Pirates lead.
This time, in the 1979 series, Stargell did not disappoint, hitting an even .400, setting a series record with 7 extra base hits, including 3 home runs. His last one in the 7th game put the Pirates up for good. In 1986, the Red Sox were in the World Series again, facing the New York Mets. It was the first time a team from Boston had played a team from New York in the series since 1912, when Fred Snodgrass's fielding error had given the championship to the Red Sox. The Red Sox took the first 2 games in New York, lost the next two in Boston, then won the fifth. They needed just one more win to clinch their first world championship since 1918. In Game 6 at Shea Stadium, the two teams fought through the ninth, with the score tied 3-3. Boston reliever Calvin Schiraldi needed just 3 outs to win the game. Veteran first baseman Bill Buckner, hobbled by leg injuries all year, was often replaced in late innings with a younger player. This time, manager John McNamara kept him in the game.
So the winning run is at second base with 2 out, 3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
2 days later, the Mets won the championship 8-5. In the 1988 World Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers were the decided underdogs against a resurgent Oakland Athletics. The Dodgers' best hitter, the man who had carried them all season, Kirk Gibson, was injured and not expected to play.
It'll be up to Davis to extend the inning.
In the first game, in the bottom of the ninth, with 2 outs and 1 man on, and Oakland leading 4-3, their ace reliever Dennis Eckersley on the mound, Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda called to the clubhouse to see if Gibson could possibly pinch hit.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
It was Gibson's only at-bat in the series, but the inspired Dodgers went on to beat the stunned A's in 5 games.
Toward the corner in left field, it's going to be up to Bo Jackson to try to stop Reynolds from scoring. He can't do it. Yes, he can! I don't believe it! He made an absolutely perfect throw. It looked like there was no way he was going to get it.
In the bottom of the 12th. Up the middle, can Smith get it? Ozzie dives. We have time. Oh my goodness, what a play, Ozzie Smith.
Bo Jackson on the run. Makes a diving catch. A tremendous play by Bo Jackson.
Bill Veeck once said that baseball must be a great game because the owners haven't been able to kill it. Despite baseball's troubles, the spirit of the game asserted itself. Baseball became more competitive than ever. In one 10-year period, 10 different teams won the World Series, something that had never happened before. Last place teams one year made and won the World Series the next. And as it turns out, even with free agency, players stay with their teams just as long as they always did. In the 1991 series between Minnesota and Atlanta, 5 of 7 games were settled by a single run, and 4 of those came with the last at-bat.
Lemke hits it into left field. Here comes Justice.
3 games went into extra innings, and 2 turned on spectacular plays at the plate.
He is out. Pendleton is tagged down on another great play by Brian Harper.
In 1992, baseball became truly international. The Toronto Canada Blue Jays won the World Series. Their manager was Cito Gaston, a black man.